Coach, I'd love to talk to you about this power forward spot and the production getting from both Serge, especially this month, and Pascal, because they've both been playing lights out.
Yeah, both guys have been playing very well. Serge is shooting the ball very well. He came off the snide a little bit last night, did a good job of shooting the basketball. Pascal brings a lot of things to the table where his ball handling, he can start to break. He's making good plays off the dribble. And again, defensively, his activity is off the charts. So both guys are really playing well at a high level now. And again, gearing up in these next 20 games or whatever it is very important for us.
You talked about that JV play yesterday, the skip pass out of the double. How much more comfortable has he looked this year in those situations, making plays, passing out of double teams?
Really comfortable because, again, we don't call very many post-up plays for him unless we see there's a total mismatch, or team is trying to stay small on us. But even in that, they're going to have to double team. So how he plays against mismatches and in those post-up situations is very important. And he made a great decision last night. And then also too, him spacing out on the floor. If they put a bigger guy, slower guy on Serge or Pascal, then they become a screener and roller, and he becomes a spacer if he wants to stay in the game. So I thought he had the one drive he had a look at the three, and if he misses 2 or 3, he still got to take them. And because again, that drive in there to bodies in the crowd is not a good option at that time of the game.
How much? Sorry, go ahead.
What do you think it'll take for him to be confident to take threes in crunch time?
Experience, time, and that's what you can't give him. You like to show him, but until he goes through it, if he's in that same situation he was in last night, he'll probably make a different decision. He'll probably shoot it. So again, it's hard to do. All you have to do is work on it, stay ready for it, and just continue to be in those situations will be a tremendous help.
In terms of that improved playmaking, how much of it is sort of the offensive tweaks this year, putting him in different positions, and how much of it is, as you talk about, experience and him having those years?
Well, experience, and also he's handling the ball a lot at the top. He's touching the ball far more now than he was just going down into the post. So he's confident having the ball in his hands, whether it's out top or in the post, because he's touched it so much, and that's something that the way we're playing now helps our bigs, handle the ball, touch the ball. They don't feel like they necessarily have to have a play run for them because they have the ball and touch the ball, and that ball is an energy pill. It energizes you when you touch it and feel it, and when it's zinging around and moving around, it gives the offense energy.
His abilities on dribble handoffs to either decide whether to give the ball or not is much improved.
Much improved, Doug. And that's the part that's impressed me more than anything else is him making decisions out at the top with the back, because he's a quasi-point guard. He's a point guard for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, he's got at the top. So his decision-making, watching how players are busting through DHOs or whether they're going under, he's done a good job of reading those situations. So, and also Yak has helped his decision-making, and Pascal. So all of our bigs are doing a good job of improving their ball handling skills, reading their sense of reading the situation has improved, and then it's going to have to go at another level because teams are just not going to let them in the playoffs go out there and handle the ball. They're going to do something. They're either going to deny them, and that becomes another thought process they got to think through, and so that's the next level it's going to get to is how they handle that.
That was my next question.
When teams adjust.
Whether you've seen teams, even during the season or during games, make adjustments to those bigs with the ball out there.
Well, if they have a small guy in there on JV, they get up a little higher. I haven't really seen them just totally overplay it, but they get a little bit higher and get a little bit more pressure on the ball. Again, there's another element to that. There's a dive out, where the next big comes up and becomes the top. So that's the next level when teams start doing that. We have to get to, and so far they haven't really just totally overplayed it yet.
But you know what's coming.
It's coming.
We talked about Fred's impact on Kyle's minutes, but do you feel you have a similar situation in the front court with the wealth of minutes you can spread around with those guys?
Yeah, it's just, and that's a good problem. It's a good problem to have, having guys that are, you have a lot of guys at the same level as far as what they contribute to the team. So that's what we're looking at now, just kind of distributing those minutes. And again, those are the minutes that probably, that we're trying to look at to find out who can help in a playoff game, or knock on wood, somebody has a cold or can't go or whatever. So that's kind of what we're looking at with that small forward position right now.
When you got a guy like Norm who's been good in the past, struggled lately, how do you approach it? How do you handle it?
Oh, I think there's no question Norm is an important part of our team, and he's handling the situation as a pro. I'd be upset, mad, throwing chairs and stuff, but he's handling it very well. Again, it's more or less where the second unit's playing so well, it's hard to crack that. And until OG went down, it was hard to crack the starting unit. So he was in a tough situation, and like I told him, what he has to do is go in a game and make it impossible for me to take it out. Don't play even. Go in, run the floor, 50-50 balls, make tough plays, and I'm not measuring on make shots or miss shots. It's the other things, running the floor, playing smart defensively, executing what we're trying to do defensively, and not making mistakes there. So those are the things that we're looking at that position. But again, we're going to need Norm Powell. There's no question, because his game fits more of a playoff style than a lot, because he's in attack mode, he's physical, he's mentally tough, he can take contact. So, his game fits in the playoff game, and we're going to need him. That's why we're trying to keep him as much as we can, keep him engaged and on the court.
Is it tough to watch a guy go through it, knowing the effort he does?
Well, we're all pros, Mike. We're pros, and nobody's going to feel sorry for anybody. We'll try to help them as much as we can as a staff. Extra work, extra film work, encouragement if need be, but we're professionals. And when we go in, we have to go in and do our job. Whether we feel like we're being slighted or frustration, whatever, we're pros. That's what they're paying us for, is to do our jobs under stressful situations or maybe uncomfortable situations. So, and Norm has done that. I'm not saying he hasn't done it. So I don't feel, I understand it, but I don't feel sorry for, a guy going through that, because that's what we're here to do, is do our job.
How difficult can it be for a young player not to sort of get down on themselves when you come in, you miss one shot or two shots, and maybe things aren't going right for a game or two? Is it a little bit tougher than it is for veterans to fight through that?
Well, again, that's what you have to go through experience. That's where experience comes in, and understand there is tomorrow. It's not about those 5 minutes. It's about 2,000 minutes. We're worried about, and then we get upset about a 2 or 3 minute stint. No, it's tomorrow's coming. So just stay ready, stay professional, and for the most part, all of our guys have done that. And there's a lot of competition for minutes at different positions, and everybody's handling it in the right way. So, we're making a big ado about, two guys that, are important to us, but it's called the NBA. That's what this league is about. There's always somebody chomping at your job, whether you're a coach, president, GM, trainer, whatever, somebody, or writer. Somebody's after your job. So there's a lot of competition around the NBA, and that's what this league is about.
Dwane, what's your sense of your next opponent tomorrow in Atlanta?
Well, it's scary. I'm always scared about teams that, that are scrappy. Some of those guys are playing for their careers, their lives. They're not thinking about organizational goals or whatever. They're thinking about performing for 29 other teams and to showcase what they can do. So that's what you worry about with a team in Atlanta, that you understand where they are, what their organization goals are, and all that type of thing. So the players don't get those memos. They're playing for something bigger, and that's what you worry about playing a team. This team played Golden State very well the other night. It was nip and tug down the stretch until the end, and so if they can play Golden State well, they can sure hell play the Toronto Raptors well.
Thoughts on what they've gotten out of Prince and Schroeder this year, because those have been two of their main guys?
Prince has done a heck of a job of improving his game, his three-point shooting, sort of on the same trajectory as Pascal. You wouldn't have said he's a great three-point shooter last year, but he worked on it this summer, got better, and that's the same situation where Pascal is in. They're similar age, and Schroeder is really a handful. He's a lot like Kemba Walker, a lot like Bradley Beal with his speed, very fast with the basketball, and can get to where he wants to go. So our guards going to have a challenge on their hands to keep him in front and not let him break our defense down and find shooters.